So I'm just going to go with that, but just welcome, Kelly. John, if you could just take a couple of minutes to share just a little bit of summary.
I will leave you. Summer invited me into her meeting in the Zoom room. What can I say except thank you so much? You know, the world's on fire, and compassion is an incredible, awesome expression of what we're capable of being and doing in the world. So the game's grown this way. And of course, you can't lose the compassion games, right? So that's kind of the point here is that the more people play, the more people win. And it's a privilege to be the platform upon which these expressions can take place and that we can discover each other and build that collective impact together. So communities forming teams and some of the most amazing organizations in the world. So one of the things we're doing to promote the games is this Compassion Relay. We've been talking with some of those really well-known organizations, starting with Light, who has an event on the National Mall on September 10th. Now, let me say on this call, I've heard the games described as 10 days, 11 days, and 12 days, okay? Let me clarify that of one thing, all right? So 15 years ago, when 9/11 took place, because this is the 15th anniversary, it was the opening day of the General Assembly. That was the International Day of Peace. The attacks in New York occurred and in Washington on the National Day of Peace. They then moved that day to be September 21st, 11 days. So there are 11 days of global unity. This year, it just so happens that 9/11 is a Sunday, so that entire weekend is going to be activities happening. And like the group I was talking about, Points of Light, which is the largest service and volunteer organization, they're on the National Mall with an event kicking off this relay on September 10th. Right. So you could say it's actually 12 days, okay? So, I mean, and don't wait. You can start doing compassionate actions right now. In fact, of course, that's the whole point. So, and it just, summer will fill you in, but it's building momentum, is really well-known. Folks are stepping up to take the torch and virtually pass it. We hope to have Sonia Richards-Ross, as she's known, 4 times Olympic gold medalist, be the broadcaster and part of this, and we're talking to some amazing organizations. And the truth is that it starts at the highest level and it starts from, and if we can use our collective expression to bring more light to the world and more compassion, it would be time well spent. And I've seen that already, just with the team signing up Abu Dhabi and all over the world. And thanks to all the partners for making that happen. And I'm so grateful to Summer for doing such an awesome job. I'm here in the heart quarters, we call it. And I can tell on these calls when the energy is just rising and people are waking up to what we're capable of doing together. It's really meaningful. I can't imagine a more significant and fun way to spend my life on this planet. So thank you to you for bringing compassion to life. And thank you, Summer, for leading us in this year's Global Unity Games tomorrow together. There's a press release just coming out about it. We should share that with the group as well. Put it up on the resource page, perhaps. But this year, we're taking the games to a new level that we never have before. And thanks to everybody for making that possible.
Great. Thank you for sharing. And those of you that maybe don't know him, he is the reason we're here. He is the founder of the Compassion Games and really the catalyst of the Compassionate Cities movement that's now happening all over the world. So,
and it was the mayor of Louisville who challenged us, saying they were the most compassionate city in the world and would be so till proven otherwise, threatening to come out to Seattle and help us beat them. The sign of the ultimate compassion. So what can you do? Right? I'm from Brooklyn. Yo. You know, I had to, right? I said, wait, you mean you're the most compassionate? So anyway.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm getting out of your hair.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's welcome. It's so great to have you all here. I'm going to dive in, and it looks like someone else arrived. Welcome. And I'm going to share the screen. Hi, Ricky's here. Ricky Harmon is here. Hi. We're just diving into the Compassion Report Map. So let me just get right to it. And those of you, have any of you seen the Compassion Report Map yet? Raise your hand or say yes, or those of you that are on mute. Okay, good. I'm going to get right to it. Here, something. Hey, John. Can you come here for a second? Something's not allowing me. Ah, there we go. I was just trying to get to sharing screen, and where's the option?
You got to open Chrome first.
Oh, okay, open Chrome.
Yeah.
Now it will show as an option.
Start sharing.
Okay. Hold on, I'm having just a little techie challenge. I'll just take a second.
Hi, John.
Hi.
That's Ricky.
Oh, great.
Ricky here. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So then this will then allow me to, okay, let's see, share. Okay. Okay, so can everyone see the screen that I'm sharing, that Compassion Global Unity Games? Do you see the banner? Sounds like we've got a couple different sounds. I'm going directly to the report map. So this is one location where the report map is. And really, to me, when you talk about the 4 steps to play, so you sign up to play. Step 2 is you play your heart out. 3rd step is you report. And that's really where service projects happening in the world become a part of the Compassion Games. That's really where it gets exciting, because we take the metrics of compassion and you really become, that's when your points start to accumulate on the scoreboard, and really a participation in this collective expression of global unity. So it's in my opinion, it's one of the most important. Like more people are coming. Fantastic. Welcome. I'm hearing a little echo.
Sorry, that's me.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Okay, it went away. So here is the.
Is that better?
Yes. Thank you and welcome. We're diving right into the report map. So those of you that haven't seen this really is, to me, the a la creme of the Compassion Game. So all these numbers and these blue dots are people like you that have been participating in the games. I'm hearing a little background conversation, which is totally fine, but if you don't mind maybe muting while I present the report map. So on the left here is really the map, and on the right here are all the reports that have come in. So the ones that you see when you come in here are the ones that have last been the most recent reports that have come through on the map. So just here. So if we were to go in and report, I'm going to just go right in and do this. I'm going to move this over here. Okay. So this is how we do it. We go into the report map. You have, let's say, an event that just went incredible sometime between the 11th and 21st, and you come here to reflect and share what has happened here in the report map. So it's up to you what you want to title your report. Maybe it's the name of the event, maybe whatever it may be. Sometimes people use their title of their team, which I think is a really smart idea to really get the amplify who you are. And then the location, also really important. So if you see here, there are these little red stars. So little red stars are signifying the things that you need to make sure you've filled out. If you haven't done those parts, at the end it will say you're not done yet. So just make sure any of the sections with the red stars, those are like mandatory sections. So saying where you are on the planet is a great thing. You know, city, state, and you can locate me, which is a nice way, and then you'll see the dot lands. We can do it right now. Let me just see Seattle. I'm not in Seattle. I'm actually on Whidbey Island, but I'm going to just pick Seattle, Washington, locate me.
Summer, can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
This is John talking on my phone for when Alex is.
There's a little bit of an echo happening, but
Okay.
But go ahead.
So, yeah, I'm going to mute this and talk on here.
Okay.
How about that?
No. It's kind of like at a nightclub. Like I'm hearing the echoes. I see like disco ball, but yeah, I hear you now. There's an echo now.
I'm gonna type my questions into the chat.
Okay. Okay. I hear you fine though if you want to just ask it. No. Okay. You know what? John is actually mentioning if you call back in, it might help. And you can keep the screen here in clarifying the echo. So I'm going to continue then here because I don't see your question yet. Not seeing the question. So, oh, here, down here. Okay. Okay, so his question is, I don't see your question. Sorry. So I'm going to continue. Time is precious. Oh, there it is. Setting your location as Seattle will help Team Seattle, won't it? Yes, it will. But that's a great question because anything that's happening before September 11th isn't necessarily yet going to be on the scoreboard. The scoreboard for the Global Unity Games is from whatever is happening September 11th on this compassion report map through the 21st. But what we are going to do, because we know all of you are really, really busy and you have a lot going on during that time, we're going to open the window of the report map a week and a half out after the 21st to make sure you have enough time to get all your reports in of all the incredible compassion actions you brought to the world the 11th through the 21st. But yeah, does that answer your question? Okay, so awesome. I'm gonna so I've got a couple different things happening here. Let me just move that. Okay, so I'm hearing a little echo. If that is anyone, if you can just mute yourself, that would be helpful. Okay, so we're back at the report map. For whatever reason, this is slowing down, but you put your location in. And the other required element is a picture. So you can pull a picture from Facebook, Instagram, some of your favorite locations on social media that you have your pictures, or you can pick a file directly from your laptop or your phone, super easy. I'm gonna keep going here. So this is where your team, if you sign up your team, it's really important that you put your team name here in the team name section. Description of your compassionate action. So this is what we did. We brought 1 million meals to New York City for children in need, you know, the details of what really happened that day. And then this is the piece too, the reflection piece. So this is like, how did this impact you? How did this influence your day? Insight and like wisdom that you really received from being a part of this experience. You know, it's more the emotional element, is the inspiration is in the reflection. And then this is the measurement of your impact piece. So the compassionate metrics. So you put right in here, how many volunteers did you have at your event? How many hours of service? So often, like I know with Ricky, for instance, she has an event she posted and reported on the map. There's already like this accumulation of hours of that's been served, of volunteers for the effort that happened on that day. So it's like taking into consideration all the hours of service for this event from the 11th through the 21st. And how many people served, how many. So, you know, I know that there's action in New York City, so I'm mentioning it. Their goal is to pack 1 million meals. Is that right, Jonathan? 1 million meals? So yeah, this is where you would put that people served, 1 million. Maybe there's more. And then money raised. So if there is this, as you can see, there's no red star here. This is not a required element of the impact. You don't have to raise money for a local cause or global cause. It's just it's part of the metric. So if you did have some kind of like donation opportunity for a local nonprofit or that's a part of your event, you would add the amount there. This is really, really key. As I was saying, we have a scoreboard, a pre-scoreboard, which I believe is up on the landing page of the Global Unity Games landing page now. We're working on having a pre-board up so you all can see all the teams that are already signed up for this global expression of unity. And on the scoreboard, these metrics of volunteers playing, you're going to see the points all added up of all the different teams and individuals. We all have an individual section for those that aren't connected to a team but are participating as an individual. So that will be
Summer,
yeah.
Shauna, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
So both of the teams that I've started, there doesn't seem, nobody can find out how do they actually sign on to our team.
So that's a really good question. And here in a little backdrop, I think it's Alex and John because it's lit up, but now it went away. So with teams, it's a really good question, Shauna. Sometimes there can be confusion. If you, as a team organizer, have already signed up your team, the other team members do not have to also register a team. The team is established once you register your team. So like, for instance, Zoe with Compassionate Santa Monica, she already has her team signed up, but she's in the process of getting people on board to participate in her efforts. So and
that's what I'm doing as well. So I went on and I registered a team, but how does anybody else sign on to that team? Like if they go in, how do they do that?
So a couple different things I'm going to say. So one is it would be great to get them to sign up as individuals. And that is just the first piece for even team organizers. Everyone signs up as an individual first, which is when you go to the landing page and the red sign up button. I would suggest for anyone that wants to participate, they'll get the campaigns that come through every morning of the daily missions. And that's a great way to stay connected to this expression of global unity, the 11th through the 21st. So I would, make sure that you invite them. You can do it through social media. You can send an email campaign. We have templates of calls to play that send them directly to the Global Unity Games. And then the second piece is this reporting. So this is really where your team participates with you. And you would suggest to them that they would report here as the team that they're a part of with Lush or with the the church. This is where they become participants and players on your team when they participate as the team name here. So those are the two things that really get them on board to be a part of your team. Does that make sense, Shauna?
Yeah, absolutely. That's super helpful. So all they need to do is they just go on as individuals, but then I guess we just need to be clear in our communication with them what the name of the team is.
Yes.
So that they're not going on and calling if the church is calling it LVUC, which is as I've registered, as opposed to Lynn Valley something else, and Lush is they're clear on what Lush is as opposed to the People and Culture team.
Yes.
So because that would not make sense. So they need to understand what I've called the team. So okay, great.
That's really key for sure. And so that's also another piece, Shauna, is your team members might be so inspired that they create sub teams under your team. So that's when they would register a team. And maybe have maybe there's another church or that they're connected to or a club in the community that they would want to have a sub team under your main team. And when they would register, they would go in as an individual, sign up, the team registration would come up, and there's a section that says team name and sub team. So they would say that your ultimate team name, and then they would then write their sub-team name and organization connected to. So that could be like if they're a club or maybe it's another business or family group or whatever it may be. So that's like three things that are key. Yes?
I have members that want their names added to the team. Is there a way to easily do that?
So it's not really necessary. If you want to maybe what we could do, there are team organizers like you, Ricky, that maybe you have a co-team going on. So maybe like co-team organizers. So there
isn't any way to add them to the team I already created.
Well, if you want, here I'm just going to say a couple things. One thing, if you want, you can just email me who those people are in their emails, and I can just add them in as also team organizers on the scoreboard. We can simply do that. or they can be their own sub-team. So it just depends on like what your needs are.
Okay.
But, yeah. What do you think would be necessary, just to add them as team organizers with you for your team, or to have another additional sub-team?
I'm not sure. I'll think about that.
Okay. Yeah, and we can talk about it too after the call. But and I also wanted to so yeah, I just wanted to fully clarify what this reporting system is. So we've got the points and the money raised, and underneath here is the optional video URL. So this can be a really fun piece too. As you can see, there's no red star here, so it's not required. But you could put a YouTube link in here. Like maybe you captured a great video of what happened, and you've created a YouTube from your YouTube channel or Vimeo. That this is a place where you can add that link here and share that with the world. And then this is also optional, is who you are and your email. One thing that I would say which would be helpful for this, so kind of like what Shauna was bringing up, let's say there's some reports that come in that aren't really clear what team they are. Like maybe they aren't using the actual team name, but if they have their name and email connected, in the background, we could actually contact them and say, hey, what team are you with? We just want to make sure your points are a part of the right team. So that is one part of the optional fields of the name and email that I would say would be really helpful, that they do share who they are, because it'll continue being anonymous if we don't know that piece, but it's up to the individual. And then you accept the following conditions, that is a red star, and save, and then that pops this that particular report onto the map. And yeah, so that's like the basic way to report. This is really pretty incredible. I mean, these are all reports that have come through. They're coming in from all over the world. And I just I'm gonna land into one actually in particular, because Ricky's here. She did report here, and I thought it'd be fun for you to share a little bit about your project, especially since you haven't introduced yourself and what team you're with, and a little bit about yeah, what you have when you created this. So I will say, I'm going to say a couple things. What I think is really smart about how she reported here is this is the branding of her organization. And this is a really great way of amplifying who you are on the report map, which is really important, is for us to know, like the world to know who you are. And so she's clarifying for the Street Store event, which is her, I believe, the featured event that her group is working on. And you can see she used the compassion impact. So this is what has already happened before the event has even ground running. But yeah, it'd be great for you to share a little bit about you, Ricky, and share about the reporting and the Compassion Games connection.
Sure.
Great.
Now that I unmuted myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Ricky, and I founded an organization called Go Kind Seattle. And our mission is to activate and raise kindness consciousness through feminine wisdom within us all, because we all have it. Our current project is putting on Seattle's very first street store. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you saw it on Facebook. It's an effort that started in South Africa 2 years ago. It is a premise-free, rent-free, free pop-up clothing store for the homeless to shop with dignity. And this is going to be taking place next month on the 18th of September in Pioneer Square, Seattle. It's a big undertaking. We've been working on it for months. We're expecting over 1,000 clients to come and shop. Everything is donated and everything is given away. So that's what I'm up to.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a big deal. And I also want to mention that Ricky was a part of an event that happened in Seattle recently called the Compassion Day at the World Trade Center in Seattle. And World Trade Center has committed to helping Seattle be the most compassionate city in the world. Game on, lots of cities on board for this. And her project was one of the many. There were 20 plus nonprofits that are members of the World Trade Center that have also committed to participating in the games and helping Seattle really be on the map. And what was one of the things that was so beautiful that happened is it was a circle, all these different nonprofits that were sharing their efforts and what they do, and some already committing to participating in the game. But there was this great like synergy happening in the room, and I saw that too with Ricky and your event. I think that there have been some partnerships that unfolded from that event, and so Seattle World Trade Center is a team, and they have about, I think it's like 7 sub-teams, and I do see you as a sub-team for under the World Trade Center and participating in the Global Unity Games. So I just wanted to add that piece.
Yeah, that was an awesome event. And everybody, it was a lot of energy and connections. We all went with the same thing.
Yeah. And we're stronger together. Yeah.
Right.
So is there any other questions about the report map? I just want to honor if there's any questions or confusion in any way. If not, I'm going to continue to play with it because it's really fun. So I'm going to click down here and South America. And so what happens when you click on a certain part on the planet, it shows those reports on the right. So these are the 2 reports that are coming from South Africa, and you can see various pictures and how that works and a little bit of their reflection. So this was submitted by an individual, and they shared their name as well from the same individual. Yeah, so let's just see here. Another active location. So that's kind of a nice thing too, is it's really, this Esri maps are pretty simple and they're really, really efficient. So there's, you can zoom out, zoom in, and see these different reports. And I would also say too, what another great element of the report map is it's kind of another resource that you get to really see how people are participating in the games and what they're doing and what inspires them, and which is helpful too. So so you can see here, actually Love Remembers Day they had their own co-opetition that happened earlier in the year, and which is honoring youth and adults that have passed not having access to food to allergy EpiPens, and it's honoring the ones that have passed is what Love Remembers Day is, and so there's a lot here about that. But yeah, you can click on any of them and look in and see them. So yeah, this is happening, and right now, just so you know, we have about 15 different countries that have officially signed up to participate in the Global Unity Games. So this really is a global expression, and you'll start to see, I love it when September 11th unfolds. You look into the right side and you start to see these reports coming in from all over the world, and it's really an incredible thing that you're all, on board to participate, because all of your efforts and your sharing is what makes this come to life, this report map. It's such a vital, you're all so vital in like the sort of multiple bloodstreams of compassion that are happening all over the world. So yeah, is there any other questions? Anything coming up for anyone? So this is Amanda. She's with Play for Peace, and this is actually from Guatemala club, and I think is it Champel is the name of the location there. Yeah, and this is, you see a picture, and it's in a different language, which also is a beautiful thing. Is we've got multiple different cultures all over the world, so it's honoring that they're coming here and participating, and not just in English. So, and online, there's, if you want to read that, you can copy and paste. This is what I do, is Google Translation is the easiest way if you want to read that one. but you can see these are just like gorgeous reports. Some of these just make me cry. They're amazing, the time and that goes into these reports. So another thing off subject of the Compassion Report Map that I want to share is the landing page. There's a couple new things that I want to share with you all. So let me just move a couple different things I need to move over here. Hold on a second. Okay, that's fine. So here's the Global Unity Games landing page. There's a couple new things that are helpful, I think, for all of you, is that we now have this sort of sub board here that takes you to different places that are needed. So the scoreboard, you now can go to the landing page and go directly to the Esri map that we were just on. So you can go to report, or you can be right here, and this will take you directly to, the scoreboard, not the report map. So let me just see, we're working on this week, if there's anything that there. Okay. Okay, so that's still, so the scoreboard is still in the making. I can tell that's not there yet, but by the end of this week, our plan is to have a pre-scoreboard up. We don't often do that. We wait till the end after September 21st for actually sharing the scoreboard of all the different teams that have signed up. So that's something we will have live here in the next couple of days. But this is the piece that I wanted to show you, is our resources. So we've updated our resources page to a lot of juicy, wonderful gifts that will support you all. We've been having a lot of questions. There's a group in Abu Dhabi that is going to be having the Global Unity Games has been offered the cover of Tempo magazine in Abu Dhabi, and they're asking for all these different high-resolution versions of the logos, and so that is here, just so you know, for all of you. Here's the banner. We actually just updated the banner. We didn't have the main hashtag on the banner before, so that's been updated. It now has Compassion Unites on the banner, and so that's really exciting. About the Compassion Relay, there's also social media, so this takes you directly to our Facebook page. So lots of stuff that we're always sharing every day, and you're welcome to share and utilize the copy, and anything that we're sharing out there is also yours. This takes you directly to our Twitter page. So we're handle Compassion Games. And then this is the Facebook group. So different than the page, the Facebook group is another place for you to be in community with all of these incredible team organizers. There's about 800 people that are on the Facebook group. So it's a great place to ask questions if you have, if you're kind of wanting different ideas or different insights and wisdom. There's just so many people that have been participating in the games beyond me, your coach, that you can go directly to that Facebook group and request to be a part of it, and I will invite you in. These are the main hashtags that we're really using for this particular Global Unity Games. Compassion Unites, 11 days tomorrow together. All of this is now here for you in one place, which is just really exciting. So these are the most recent images that Joey Crotty, one of our leadership members, has made. These are great things that you can use and share out. And I know Shauna was asking how to get other team members on board. You can tag these people that you want to participate on your teams. Maybe it's Lush, maybe you have a Facebook page for Lush or for the church. You can use these images to get people on board and say, hey, we have a team in the Global Unity Games, and I commit myself to creating a more just and compassionate world. And then I invite and then tag the different people that you want to participate with you. And these are great ways to move things forward for you and get exciting ripples of compassion happening through your favorite social media streams. These are also all of the video resources are all here. This is one of my favorites, Call to Play. It's like a 2-minute, it's like really explains what the Global Unity Games is. We've got Mayor Fisher here, one of the Fierce Compassion teams. from Louisville. He's got a couple PSAs here that you're welcome to use. Yeah, these are all really great resources. This one here is Gary Zukoff. He's a big supporter of the Compassion Games. And there's all these different short descriptions of why Compassion Games matters from these really incredible luminaries here that you're welcome to use this video. James Doty from CCARE, Stanford. And then this is also more educational resources. All of you that sign up as a team organizer get this team organizer's welcome email. Some of you lose it, and that's fine. So we want to now have it here for you that has like a lot of great resources and information. Anyways, lots of resources. We have an updated playbook that is beautiful, helpful. Social media kit. We've been putting together all sorts of copy that can be complementary with these images and videos up above, along with inspirational quotes about compassion and kindness. And I mean, there's just a lot there that we're also cross-pollinating with some of our partners. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this great resource. It's so exciting. I'm excited about it, but any questions?
Hey, Summer, it's Shauna. I have to drop off the call, so thanks for the call, and we'll plan to join you next week. And Kelly is still on. She just can't talk, so that's where she is. So thanks for the call. Bye for now.
Fantastic, and I'd love to still connect with you if there's more information that you need. I know we've been phone tagging.
Perfect.
So take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. So yeah, Amanda, do you have anything that you want to say, or is there anything that's coming up for you? I don't know why I just decided to say Amanda, but maybe I was feeling like you had something to say.
No, this is great. We definitely had some questions about when we could do our final reporting for. Play for Peace wants to incorporate their already existing traditions for September into the games. We just wanted to make sure we were combining everything up appropriately. And just that I'm trying to get some really strong confirmation from some of the teams that were already registered from previous events. So I should hopefully have a more accurate list for you here in the next few days.
Exciting, yes. And maybe we're talking later today. ... Well, I know yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also just want to share too, this is just coming up as I'm talking to Amanda, but we also have a global events calendar that is for all of you. It's not just for us, for the leadership team to post events, but it's for anyone to post events. So if you're trying to get more visual, because we have individuals that sign up for the games all the time that maybe are looking for events that are happening that you're coordinating. So that's another great place is post your events. And they're right here. You just click on events and this takes you right here. I shared this last week, but I just want to share this again because it can be used much more than it is right now. So you just post your events and you can add your pictures. Here is Ricky's event in Seattle. So just as an example here, so she has you can have a register button. It shows you the location, beautiful pictures of the street store, location, and then there's just a little bit of information here. I would suggest, this is just my, just a little bit of coaching here, that I would suggest like having more information about who you are, like this description piece, this box, you can utilize and share maybe more of the background story about your event, you know, what it is that you're trying to really bring to your community. Maybe also adding in different partners that you have for the event and honor them. Like that would be a great thing to also add in the description. Maybe you have a Facebook event. You can put a link that takes you right there, which I think that's what maybe the event website does. And it's great that, so Ricky's the main contact, so those that are interested in learning more about her event or want to volunteer can contact her directly. But this is another great place to post your events that are truly seen globally. And you get your own URL. So once you post the event, you can take the link up in the white bar there and put that directly in your other streams. Like, hey, this is what we're doing. And I know with some other team organizers that have multiple things going on during that time, this is another great way. You don't have to post all of your events, but you can have one post maybe with multiple different actions that are happening for your team. Like I know for Amanda, she's working with clubs all over the world. So they might have like 600 different events. But what you could do is you could post one post once and put in the description box a few of the highlighted events maybe that you already know are happening, and maybe some more information about Play for Peace. And so that's another place that's there for you to share what you're doing. Because I would say at this point, I'd really like to see this used more. It's such a great, another place for you to share what's happening, what you're preparing for. So, yeah. Any other questions? Zoe, you're very focused. I had to ask her.
I was reading an email. I'm so sorry. I'm multitasking.
I gotcha. But is there any questions or anything that you have, or?
Yes, the question that someone asked helped me, because other people want to create their own teams to play on Team Santa Monica.
Okay.
So that's not possible. The teams in themselves is only one team, Team Compassionate Santa Monica. They cannot be sub-teams under that team.
Are you asking the question, or do you?
Yes, I'm asking.
Yes, you totally can. That would be a great thing. So they would then sign up as a individual, and then sign up under the team registration. So signing up a team, and the team name, it sounds like, would be your team that you already have established. Compassionate, I think it's SAMO. Is that right?
Yes.
Compassionate SAMO, and then they would put their sub team in. That's where they would register. So you absolutely, yes, can do that.
See, thank you. I was confused. So another question is, are you recording this Zooms? Because there's a key feature, I don't know if Zoom has it, that we can record this meeting so we can review it later.
Yeah, so that's a great question too. I believe that John pressed the record button. I'm just not seeing it right here, but we are recording them. They become these really large, they become these very large things that take a while to download. But yes, this is, I believe, recorded today, and okay. I'll have it up on Slack is where we'll probably place
Perfect.
it.
Because I'm putting together a steering committee, and since they have not had access to these meetings, I would like to give that to them so they can review it, and then they can use it to the best of their abilities, because I cannot do this alone. And another thing is, can you get me the reports of how Santa Monica fared in 2013 and 14 that we play the games? We didn't play in 2015 because that's the year that my father passed away. But if you can get me those reports and you can send them, that would be really helpful as well.
2013 and 2014, but not 2015.
We didn't play in 15. Yeah.
And your team name was Compassionate Santa
Compassionate Santa Monica. No, it was Compassionate Santa Monica.
Okay. I will do my best to get that for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We have the same question about Compassionate NYC, actually.
Oh, it's John. Hi, John.
Yeah, I'm still on the call.
Great. What was the question?
The same as for Santa Monica. There was a Compassionate NYC team previous to the one that Marie and I have put together this year.
Okay.
And so if we can just, I don't know, get some data on the old team, okay. I don't know, that'll give us something to go on for added storytelling.
Let me just see here, because I know we have past scoreboards up, so that might be something that you all have access to here on our site, but not to take it, it's past the hour, so I will do my best to find that information for both of you. So, John, you're needing information from Compassion in New York City participation of last year, and Compassionate Santa Monica from 2013 and 14. So one thing too that I will say, that is part of the I think this is one of the impacts, like the measured impacts of bonuses of playing the games, is that you can use the co-opetition as a benchmark to share how you're growing your compassion strength. If it's in Santa Monica or in New York City, I know Compassionate Huntington Beach team organizers. She said we tripled our scores from last year, you know, and so that is something that I think is another piece that is really important to have. And as you're playing over periods of time of these different co-opetitions, is adding up your points and using that as an incentive. Like, hey, we want to double our scores this year. Like, right, Play for Peace, you maybe have tracked the scores that are coming in, or how many sub teams you have. Like, maybe your goal is you want to double the amount of sub teams that are participating in the Global Unity Games versus during the Giving Games or the 2016 Love This Place or the Earth Week. But using these different measures as helping with your incentives of what, as your strategy of how you want to develop your compassion. Like, you can use these this information of how you've been doing over the years as a way to develop that. So yeah, I love that. Anything else? I think we're at the end. Yeah, that's what I feel. So thank you so much for all of your presence, and just we'll be here next week at 11 a.m. again. We just have a few more weeks. So we're almost to the Global Unity Games, and I see a finger.
Yes. So how can I access the previous calls, and how I can access this call? Is it in the Slack?
So if you check out Slack, we have a few of the notes, because actually John, who's on this call, he took notes. We really, to be honest with you, I haven't really been note-taking and making sure the recordings are there in the past, because it hasn't really been an ask yet. But the notes have been there. Yeah, so there are some past notes of past calls, and the recordings so far have not been placed. But as I said, I'm pretty sure we're recording today, and we'll have that one up.
Okay, it's just that I want to make sure I have it for my meeting with the steering committee for this project.
Yeah.
And I haven't been to Slack since I originally signed, like, last month in New York. So yes, I have to get into today. Another thing.
Check it out. It's a great place for all the information. We really place it there, so that'll be a good place for it. And then now we have this great resource page on the website. Lots of great resources there.
I didn't take notes this time the way that I did in the past, but I can just try to summarize by saying that the report map is there, and if you just walk through the same process that Summer walked through this time and enter everything, it's pretty straightforward. And then also all of the new resources at the bottom of compassiongames.org, it helps with any kind of selling into any organization that we're working with.
Yeah, and it's not just at the bottom of the page. You can also find it on the Global Unity Games landing page. Just right here, I'm sure. Oh, am I still sharing? Oh, good. So yeah, you just click right on resources, and that takes you there too. But Jonathan was also saying, so at the bottom, if you go, oh, the scoreboard is here. Here's the scoreboard. That's there. Fantastic.
But that's for 2016.
This is what's the pre-scoreboard. So obviously there's no points there, but you can see all the teams that are participating so far, committed for the Global Unity Games. Yay, it's there. That's fantastic. So that's a great thing.
I can go to the, if I go to resources, I can see all the teams that have already registered to play.
For Global Unity Games. That's what this is right here. I wasn't sure if it was up because it wasn't working, but I know, isn't that exciting? Yeah. So as I was heading down, I wanted to show you resources are also always at the bottom of every page you're on the Compassion Games site. You can slide all the way down, and this whole section is here, and there's resources.
Yes. I mean, to me, that is important because since I'm working with government locally, and, you know, it's a competition, but let's get real. People in government are very competitive because they're used to when they run for office.
Yep.
So when they see that there's this huge list, you know, then I send it to them now. I'm like, we are part of this big list.
Yeah, like you have now proof. Like here's the
This is what we're doing.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
I've been really trying to push it with our team, so I'm really excited it's here. And yeah, so past scoreboards, I know we have them on the site. I'm going to have to research that and I'll get back to you. And anything else?
Not for now. Thank you.
You guys are amazing. I love Wednesdays at 11. I really do. It like fills me it just fills my cup. It just makes me so happy. And I hope it makes you just as happy and that you really receive what you need and help. And as we get closer. So thank you for being here and I'll see you next Wednesday.
Thank you, Summer.
Thank you. Bye.
How do I end up this?
I know it's actually what I was sort of, I'm like,
record, chat, lead meeting, yes, in the bottom corner right.
Yeah. Well, Amanda, do you want to stay?
I do. I'd love to stay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Okay, let's actually hold on. What I want to do is I want to stop recording if it's recording and then stop video.
I see his button on the participants one for me. I can see a little record button.
Oh, really?
Can you see that? I don't know what your screen looks like.
Let me just see. Okay, let me stop share. This might help me actually see. Okay. Stop recording. There it is.